Hello everyone, we got a jam-packed video for you filled with all the juicy details on the latest happening in the world of cryptocurrency. First up, we will take a look at the BlockFi financials that were recently leaked and analyze what they mean for the company and its investors. Next, we will hear about how Ethereum creator Vitalik has a vision for stealth addresses and what they mean for the future of the privacy on the blockchain. And finally, we will dive into news that Gemini has laid off a huge 10% of its workforce and discuss what it means for the company and the broader crypto industry. So, sit back, relax, and get ready for the wild ride through the world of crypto. So, let's start by talking about the BlockFi financials. Now, BlockFi got hit with a double whammy. First, they had already been struggling because of their involvement with 3AC. Then, when the FTX group went down and took a bunch of other crypto companies with them, it was the final nail in the coffin. BlockFi had to file for bankruptcy. It's worth noting that BlockFi and FTX group had a bit of complicated relationship. FTX had given BlockFi a line of credit when they were struggling after 3AC. But at the same time, BlockFi had some of its assets on the FTX platform and also lent money to Alameda Research. All in all, these connections between the two companies added up to a lot more than what FTX could have lent to BlockFi alone. So BlockFi had to file for bankruptcy and things weren't looking great for them. But then Bitcoin made a comeback and the value of BlockFi's loans and assets with the FTX group went up. According to the leak report, there is about $415.9 million worth of BlockFi assets currently frozen in FTX accounts. But wait, there is more. BlockFi also loaned out $331.3 million to Alameda, bringing the grand total of frozen assets to $1.2 billion. That's a lot of money that BlockFi can't access to pay back their creditors, as reported by CNBC. On top of all this, BlockFi has also filed a lawsuit against Emergency Fidelity Technologies. This is a company said by SBF, which also happens to own shares in Robinhood. BlockFi allegedly used some of these shares as collateral for the loans they took from FTX Group. But now, SBF is trying to sell those shares to pay for his legal defense, which would hurt the FTX Group's creditors. There was also this document that was leaked. It was put together by M3 partners, but it was supposed to be kept private before it was shown to public. The good news is that it doesn't have any personal information about the BlockFi users. What it does have though is a lot of information about BlockFi's creditors. How many creditors they had, how much money the creditors had in their accounts, and so on. According to the document, BlockFi had 662,427 customers when it went bankrupt. Of those, 73% had 1,000 or less in their accounts. 20% had between $1,000 and $10,000, 1% had between $50,000 and $250,000, and less than 1% had $250,000 or more. The report also has information about trading volumes, balances, and activity, but again, it doesn't reveal the identities of individual users. However, it's possible that someone could use this information to figure out who some of the higher tier users are if they really wanted to. But despite all this, BlockFi is still working on its bankruptcy procedures with the goal of keeping the platform running and maybe even coming back stronger in the future. Next up, we're going to be talking about how Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin has put forward a general approach to stealth addresses. So, Vitalik Buterin was talking about these things called stealth addresses. They're kind of like a secret code for transactions, so people can't see who is sending or receiving the money, but he pointed out that there is a downside. It's hard to pay transaction fees. He had a couple of ideas to fix that, one being something called ZK snarks, but it's quite pricey. The other way would be to use specialized helpers, which he seems to like better. He also mentioned that these stealth addresses make it harder to fix things if you lose your password. He had some suggestions, but basically said it's gonna cost a lot. However, he didn't say when or if Ethereum is gonna use these stealth addresses. But he did say they can be added pretty easily and it would be good for privacy. He also said that wallets should have built-in privacy tools if stealth addresses aren't an option, but for now it's all just a proposal. Now on to the last topic for today. Crypto exchange Gemini will reduce its hand count by 10%, a spokesperson told CNBC on Monday. According to PitchBook data, Gemini had 1,000 employees as of November 2022, which means about 100 people lost their jobs. TechCrunch reported that Gemini had already cut their staff by 7% in July 2022 and another 10% the month before. Recently, Gemini has been facing a tough time with customer funds and a legal battle with the SEC over an alleged unregistered offering and sale of securities in connection with its partnership with Barry Silberg's bankrupt company, Genesis. Gemini has been in a dispute with the Genesis Trading, a crypto-lending firm that generated high returns for Gemini clients through its high-yield lending product, Gemini Earn. But things went sour when FTX filed for bankruptcy. Genesis froze lending and redemptions, which left Gemini customers short of an estimated $900 million, and the Gemini Earn product also had to suspend temporarily. Since then, Gemini's 340,000 customers have grown increasingly frustrated, and some have even band together in a class action lawsuit against the exchange. Genesis filed for bankruptcy protection on January 19, and Gemini is the top creditor listed in $765.9 million, more than $300 million higher than the next creditor. And there you have it, folks. The latest in cryptocurrency news. BlockFi's financials have been leaked, giving us a glimpse into the inner working of the platform. Ethereum's creator Vitalik has shared his vision for stealth addresses, promising increased privacy for users. And in a surprise move, Gemini has laid off 10% of its workforce. But don't let that bring you down, there is always more to come in the world of crypto. Stay tuned here at the Crypto Bytes for more updates, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video. See you next time.